My name is Grace Miller, and I lived in Denver, Colorado, with calm dreams about a safe future. I believed my life moved gently toward a bright road, especially after I accepted a beautiful ring from my fiancé, Aaron Hayes. I felt hopeful, excited, and ready to start a new path with him. My mother, Linda Miller, appeared happy for me, smiling warmly each time she looked at my engagement photo. I kept trusting her smile, trusting her soft voice, and trusting everything around me. I never imagined a hidden truth quietly waiting inside my own home. Aaron treated me with respect, care, and gentle words. He often held my hand and talked about long walks, shared dreams, and peaceful mornings together. I loved those moments deeply. My mother acted supportive as well, speaking kindly about wedding plans, dresses, flowers, and decorations. I believed every word she spoke. I trusted her more than anyone else in my life. She raised me alone, guided me through difficult years, and protected me from many painful moments. I never expected any secret from her. I never thought a storm could rise from someone I loved and respected so strongly. One evening, I returned home earlier than usual. I walked quietly toward our living room, hoping to surprise my mother with fresh coffee. Soft voices reached my ears, and I recognized them instantly. Aaron spoke with a tense tone, and my mother responded with sharp whispers. My heart shook gently, yet I kept moving closer. I stood behind a half-open door and listened, without sound. Their conversation carried hidden fear. My mother asked Aaron if he felt ready to continue hiding something. Aaron replied with worry. My hands trembled slowly, sensing something important lived inside their secret meeting. I stayed still, pressing my hand against my chest while listening carefully. My mother asked Aaron again if he planned to tell me soon. Aaron sounded confused and unsure. My mother insisted gently, urging him to remember their past. I felt my breath grow heavy as new questions rose inside my mind. Why did they speak like this? Why did they meet privately? Why did their voices drop lower each second? I stepped back without sound and returned to my room carrying silent fear. I waited for hours, thinking about each word I heard, uncertain about everything around me. Morning sunlight entered my room, yet my heart carried dark confusion. I sat on my bed, thinking repeatedly about those secret voices. I wanted answers, yet I feared the truth. I finally gathered courage and approached my mother. She greeted me kindly, pretending everything looked normal. I observed her eyes carefully and noticed something hidden behind her soft smile. I asked her calmly if she met Aaron last night. Her expression changed slowly, brows tightening with worry. She nodded gently and prepared herself to speak. My breath held tightly as I waited for her next words to arrive. My mother took a long breath before speaking. She said Aaron once knew her many years ago, during a difficult time in her life. She claimed their connection remained buried, forgotten, and never mentioned again. I stared at her silently, feeling my heartbeat rise. She continued explaining how she met him before I turned 10 and how they never spoke afterward. My hands shook softly as she looked at me with pleading eyes. I struggled to understand the meaning of her story, sensing more uncertainty with each passing second. Everything inside my mind felt heavy and painfully unclear. I asked my mother why she hid this connection from me. She lowered her head, admitting she felt afraid I might misunderstand her past. She tried to convince me it carried no danger and held no impact on my future. I wanted to trust her words, yet something inside me refused to settle. I walked outside for fresh air, letting cool wind touch my face. My mind circled around her story, around Aaron, around every silent whisper I heard last night. I felt torn between fear and curiosity, wishing someone could guide me through this painful confusion. Later that day, Aaron visited me at home. He smiled gently, yet his eyes revealed hidden worry. I invited him inside and asked him to sit with me. I spoke softly, telling him I heard everything last night. His face dropped slowly as truth reached him. He tried to form words, yet his voice trembled. I waited patiently, hoping he would speak honestly. After a long pause, he admitted knowing my mother years ago, confirming her story. My heart sank deeper. I asked him if he carried anything else inside him. His silence caused my chest to tighten painfully. Aaron finally spoke again. He shared how he met my mother during a difficult year in her life. She felt lonely, scared, and uncertain about her future. He helped her emotionally, offering support and kindness. My mother depended on him during those days. He insisted their connection never turned romantic and never crossed any unhealthy line. I listened carefully, yet my heart struggled to understand why they hid everything. I asked him why he never mentioned her earlier. He looked down slowly, claiming he feared hurting me. His words carried regret, pain, and fear of losing me forever. I felt overwhelmed and stepped outside with Aaron following behind. I asked him if he still felt connected to my mother in any way. He shook his head firmly, saying his life moved forward and his love belonged only to me. I watched his eyes carefully, searching for honesty. His voice carried sadness, yet also a sincere plea. I struggled to trust his words fully, yet I sensed truth inside them. I needed space, time, and clear thoughts. I asked him to leave me alone for a little while. He nodded gently and walked away slowly, carrying guilt. I returned inside and found my mother waiting near the kitchen table. She looked pale, anxious, and tired. I sat across from her, trying to gather my scattered thoughts. I asked her why she never trusted me enough to share this past. She began crying softly, explaining she tried to protect me from emotional weight. She feared I would look at her differently. I listened quietly, feeling both anger and sympathy. I understood her fear, yet hiding truth caused deeper pain. I held her hand slowly, letting her know I needed honesty more than any form of protection. During the evening, I sat alone in my room, reviewing everything carefully. I thought about my mother's fear, Aaron's guilt, and my own shattered trust. I realized hidden truths can shape lives, break hearts, and weaken relationships. I needed strength to choose wisely. I closed my eyes and imagined my future clearly. I wanted honesty, peace, and respect. I wanted a life built on truth. I stood up slowly, feeling calm determination inside my heart. I prepared myself to make an important choice, choosing a path that would protect my emotional future and create safe space around me. Next morning, I met Aaron at a quiet park near my home. I spoke calmly, explaining I needed a fresh start built on honesty. I told him I forgave his silence, yet I needed time before continuing any engagement. He listened without interruption, understanding my decision. We agreed to pause everything until trust grew stronger again. I returned home and hugged my mother tightly, showing her I still loved her deeply. She promised to remain honest forever. I stepped outside again, feeling calm hope rise inside me. My story finally closed with peaceful clarity inside my heart.